Hey Explorers, Kid Explorer here, and I'm back with another travel related video. And today I'm going to show you how to get around Atlanta's airport. So I'm going to take you inside Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International Airport, and tell you a lot of different things to help you navigate the airport. Because I've seen plenty of people in travel groups, I've seen memes on the internet, I've seen all of it about people struggling through Atlanta's airport. So we're going to get into it so you can know how to navigate the airport the best that you can. And if you want to skip to certain chapters of this video, you can go and click on the timestamps down below in the description box to take you to that chapter. Now let's get into today's video. And before we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when all of my videos release. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now let's get into today's video. The first thing I'm going to talk about, if you are in Atlanta, you're visiting Atlanta and you need to head back to the airport, or if you live in Atlanta, you don't travel much, I want to let you know, get there early, arrive early. You never know if you're hitting a busy time. You never know if you're gonna get stuck in Atlanta traffic. You never know. You do not want to miss your flight, so arrive early. Listen to the recommendations from the airline and the airport, but I say get there 2 to 3 hours early. They say 3 hours for international, 2 for domestic, but get there as early as you can. You do not want to rush to your gate. You don't want there to be a shortage of people working at TSA and you miss your flight. So control some of your destiny by arriving to the airport early. Going with that, when you are booking a flight and you possibly have a layover in Atlanta's airport, you want to make sure you have enough time to get from one gate to the next. Meaning you're going to land, you got a taxi, you got to get off the plane and then still go to your next gate. So you want to have enough time. I usually don't like, when I used to not live here and have to fly through Atlanta, I did not like layovers less than an hour in Atlanta because it was really quick. It's doable, but it's not promising. So have a bit of a layover so you can take your time, go to the bathroom, get a snack, whatever you need to do, and not have to rush, potentially miss your flight due to a layover. Okay, let's talk about the drop-off and pickup area at the domestic side of the airport. The domestic side is the busier side of the entry of the airport because there are way more domestic flights going out on a regular basis than international. But when you get dropped off at the airport, you have an option of going to the south or the north terminal. The south terminal is all Delta Airlines. Delta is headquartered in Atlanta. It is Atlanta's hometown airline. So they have their own side. The north side is all the other domestic airlines. Regardless of which side you get dropped off on, they all lead to the same place. So you can get dropped off on either side and you can easily just cross over to the other side of the terminal. So just because you go to the north or south does not mean you won't get to either part. You're not entering a separate airport facility. They're all there together. You just got to cross the way. Also, if you are getting picked up from the domestic terminal, they do have doors. So if someone's like, hey, what door are you near? You want to look for N or S doors because S is the south terminal and N is the north terminal. If your pickup says, hey, I am by door N2, that means they are outside of the security area of the airport. You got to go outside. You got to get on the plane train, go to baggage claim, go to ground transportation, and then look for your ride near that door of N or S. Also, just to mention, on both the south and the north terminals, you have the arrival and departures. There are plenty of lanes. You can't just stop there. APD, Atlanta Police Department, will yell at you real quick if you move from your car, if you're dropping someone off. But they have plenty of lanes where you can get dropped off or get picked up from. They're all there together. One note on the south terminal, there is a lower level drop-off area, so you can get dropped off on the lower level. Delta also has another little check-in spot down there, which usually is not as crowded as upstairs on the main floor. Now, there's also a drop-off pickup area on the international side of the airport. So the domestic side is on the completely opposite side of the international entry of the airport. But regardless, if you enter on the domestic or the international side, you can get to all gates and all terminals. And the international side, the security hours are not open as long as the domestic, but their lines are usually shorter and faster because not as many people enter from that side of the airport. Now, flying out of and through Atlanta's airport can be hectic during holidays, summer travel, Christmas, those, 4th of July. Atlanta's airport gonna be jumping. It's also very busy on primetime days of the week, like Monday morning, Fridays, Sundays. You're gonna find it to be more hectic than usual. Also, if there's any weather delays in Atlanta or another hub, it's gonna mess up Atlanta's airport real quick. Things are gonna get backlogged and it's gonna be hectic. So you need to keep in mind and have grace when you're going through Atlanta through busy times and when there are weather issues. If you are traveling during holiday times, try to find times that it's not as busy. Like, for example, I traveled during Christmas last year. I didn't wait till December 23rd. I actually left a whole week before. I can do that because I work remote. Not everyone can, but if you can flex your time and not fly when everyone else is flying, that'll be better for everyone, and especially you. And you also want to try to avoid those really busy mornings because there's not going to be as much staff and there's going to be way too many people trying to come in and enter through security at the airport. So try to avoid those hectic times. I try to avoid it and I have been successful so far. It provides you less stress and not as long of wait times when you get into the airport when you avoid hectic traveling times. Let's talk about TSA. No one likes to go through TSA, security, customs, because it can be stressful for people. Unless you got your whole life together, then maybe it's not as stressful and you know what you're doing. At TSA at Atlanta's airport, they do have a motorized belt. So you will put your stuff in the bin, push it forward, and it will go through a motorized system. TSA, yes, people are like, TSA is me. They ain't got time for you, okay? This is their job. They're constantly checking people and trying to make the line flow. They do not have time for your shenanigans. So make sure you do what you can to make sure you have a less stressful experience going through security checkpoints at the airport, Atlanta, or anywhere else. I do have a video about tips of going through airport security, which I'll have linked down below so you can watch and learn more there. Now, as for security, there is, on the domestic side, there is a general security line, which is the longest line. You're going to have in that line people who don't travel that much, people who don't have any security clearance, whatever. A lot of people going through the general line. There's also a clear at the general line. So you have different options within the general boarding or general security area. There's also another area on the Delta side, the south side of the airport, where you have TSA pre-check and then clear plus TSA pre-check. So you want to make sure you get in the right security line, because if you try to go through TSA pre-check or clear and you don't have any of those, they're going to send you away real quick and you just wasted time. And you'll see that the general area for security at Atlanta Airport, you see all that space. That space can be full and go way across the airport, way outside the security area. So you want to make sure you get there early enough so you can get through those lines. You can always check online to see what the processing times are, but it's just best to just get there as early as possible, especially if you're traveling during hectic time periods. Now let's talk about the international side of the airport. A lot of people find it easier to get to the domestic side, specifically of where you may live or where you're coming from. It is easier to get to the domestic side. There is parking on the international side, but there's also a lot of parking on the domestic side. So with that said, if you do have an international flight, it's best to not go through domestic because it's usually more chaotic entering on the domestic side, the main entry, because a lot of people go through there, domestic or international, and there are way more domestic flights taking off every single day. So if you did not park or have a shuttle drop you off on the international side, there is an international airport shuttle at the airport that can take you over to international so you can avoid the chaos and see shorter security lines. You can also do this if you're flying domestic and you want to go out the international side of the airport. So you will go and look up, there's going to be signs in, like if you go towards Delta's baggage claim or whatever, and you look up and you go towards MARTA, which is the public transit line, you will see a sign that says International Shuttle. So you're going to go that way. You will see this on both the south and north sides. You'll go to the end. It is not in the main flow of the pickup and drop off areas of the airport. It is at the end. But you'll go down, you'll catch the shuttle, and it will take you over to the international side of the airport. It can take 20 minutes at times because it is on the opposite side of the airport. You may have to wait for people to load, all that jazz. So it is going to take time. So make sure you have time on hand for you to do that. But there is a shuttle to take you to the international side of the airport and back to domestic if you're on international if you need it. All right, explorers, I really hope you enjoyed this information about learning how to get through Atlanta's airport, the world's busiest airport. If you have specific questions about the Atlanta's airport, leave them down below and I'll be glad to answer them and let you know. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It is free for you to do so and it helps me provide more and better content to you in the future. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks because they may need a little help getting around Atlanta's airport as well. And if you would like to support my business more, make sure you check out my merchandise shop link down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are. Bye.